Today's topic is all about Instagram reel covers. Do you need them? Do you not need them? How do you use them? How do you create them? Stick around because in today's video, we're gonna cover all of it. Let's do this. Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to my YouTube video. My name is Jen Morilla and this YouTube channel is for entrepreneurs who are looking to grow their social media platform. Before we get started, I want to make sure we do the housekeeping rules. Hit that thumbs up if you are ready to learn everything that you need to know about Instagram reel covers, how to create them, where to create them, and when you should have them, and if you should have them, and all that fun jazz. Give me that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified every week, every time I drop these videos. Without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so today's video is super jam-packed with a ton of strategies and tactics that you're going to need. So my recommendation is that you go get a pen and paper and you roll up your sleeves and you get ready to take some serious notes because I am spilling all the beans. I've been testing out reel covers for a few weeks now and I've been really trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work, and if it really all matters, right? So let's dive in. Okay, so the first question I want to answer is, do you actually need reel covers? The answer to that one is yes, sir. Absolutely, 100%. Yes, see, yes. You need them. So now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about why. So remember that Instagram started in 2010 and the point of Instagram was to attract people on a visual sense. So that means that when people clicked on a photo and they went to your feed, you had to have like the pretty aesthetics and all the things. And while that doesn't really matter anymore for Instagram, it's not really what Instagram is aiming for. Remember, Instagram wants to create shareable, authentic, and creative content. Remember that, shareable, authentic, and creative content. And that's what essentially allows the algorithm to push quality content on Instagram. So it still, however, wants us to have a professional or decent looking feed. So before I share with you guys the share feed and what I'm talking about, I want you guys to know that when I was testing out these reel covers and deciding whether or not which ones worked and which ones I thought were best versus other ones, I'm looking for a very practical sense for reels. I'm the type of person that doesn't really have time to get all fancy and schmoozy when it comes to stuff like that. Like, I'm creating something that took me enough time as it is. I just want to be able to put something together really easily. The strategies and tactics that I'm going to share with you in this video, make sure you stick around to the end, you are going to be practical. Basically, you're gonna be able to use these tactics via your phone or on your computer, but ideally through your phone because since that's where you post anyways, it makes more sense for you to just use your phone. Okay, so let me show you guys what I mean about why it's important for you guys to have the share feed look a certain way. So this is my regular Instagram page, and then if I click on the reel section, do you see how I have different covers and different options, but it's still pretty much my face. It's still aesthetically pleasing, right? Like that. And a big thing to notice is that a lot of these you can still read the captions within the square boxes, right? You could still read what these videos are for, which is why that is so important. Okay, so before we dive into the creation of these reel covers, I just wanna make a serious note. Don't forget this, put a little star by this is really important. The size of the reel covers need to be 9:16. The Instagram actual size box where your posts are 1-to-1 ratio, and you wanna make sure that the captions fit into that 9:16 measurement. Don't worry, I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that so that you don't need to worry about what is 19:16, what is 9:16, what is 9:16, like we're gonna talk about this now in the video. All right, so let's dive into my first tip. Okay, so my first tip is Instagram stories. How do you create an Instagram story reel cover on Instagram stories? I'm gonna show you how. All right, so here we go. We're on my Instagram page and I'm gonna show you guys how to do Instagram, how to take reel covers through Instagram stories 2 ways, right? So the first way is through an Instagram story. So we'll go straight to stories and let's add a filter. Let's turn the screen around, take a selfie. Ta-da, it looked kind of weird there, but we're gonna go with it anyways. And you wanna make sure that you put test, reel, cover. That's what we're just gonna say, right? You see how it automatically goes to the bottom of the screen? That's a no-no. You wanna make sure that it's somewhere around your chin. I love that the Instagram stories has that line there because if you move it to the side, you'll see it's not centered. You wanna make sure it's in the center. I technically like to highlight them just because it looks better and it's like more, it catches the eye is what I'm trying to say. And so then you save it and then you can delete it. Another way to do this is, hi guys, is click on this and you have just like a color screen right? And you can do test reel cover number 2, right? And then again, you have it in, oops, you have to make sure that screen grab, and then you wanna make sure it's in the middle. Again, save it, cool beans. Then we exit out. Now, let's get out of here. So let's go back to our page, and then we go to our reel sections, and I have some saved here in the draft. So let's say we're gonna do this one. And let's edit this. So this is the first way you can create a cover for your Instagram Reels through your stories. I'm sorry, through Instagram Reels. The first one would be this one. So let's say this video, test reel cover. Now, it goes automatically to the bottom. It went automatically to the bottom because remember that on the sides, on the right-hand side, you usually have, just like you see I'm clicking A here, you usually have that stuff there. And if you're blocking that with text, the algorithm will not show people because it's blocking the text, right? So you wanna make sure it's somewhere above the heart. And so maybe this is just the first caption that you have for your video and you have it there like that, right? And you put share, cool. And you see how it comes up on the feed on like the little cover spot. So this is cover option number 1. So we go ahead and that could be cover option number 1, cool. If we wanted to use a selfie that I created, right? We go straight over here and we have the selfie for the test cover. If I wanted to use that cover, like just text cover with a color in the background, we can use that as well. Got it? Cool. You see how the very last tip, I showed you guys how to just use your colors or any type of color and then just have text on the actual Instagram reel cover? Well, right now in Canva, I'm gonna show you guys how to do that with your brand colors. So this leads me to tip number 2. Okay, so I'm gonna dive in here and I'm gonna show you guys how I use Canva to create my templates and how you can as well. So going to canva.com, and for those of you that don't know Canva, Canva is a free platform. So this shouldn't cost you guys anything. I paid for a paid version, but I've had a business for quite some time and I have other employees of mine that use it. So anyways, so your screen will still look the same, paid or not paid, doesn't matter. So this is the home page of Canva. So I'm gonna show you guys 2 ways of doing this. If you go to your designs, this is my design here. I have my Instagram reel cover. And essentially, this is what just delete that. But this box right here is essentially what is inside. And I'm gonna actually blow this up a little bit, but this is exactly a 1-to-1 ratio. So this picture is what you will see on my Instagram feed, right? This entire measurement, this whole thing is what would be on the full screen of my social media. So for example, what I mean by this, you guys, because I feel like I need to show you so you have a better example of what I'm talking about. If you go to my profile, this little box is the 1-to-1 ratio that you would essentially, what's here in this like light red is what you would see here, right? If you went to my Reels section, this measurement is what you would see in this entire thing. So you can put titles or whatever. So that's one way that you can create it. Now, you're probably like, Jen, this is great, but you didn't show us how to do the measurements. I'm not going to walk you right now. So you simply go back to your home screen. And the way I started it is it's the same size of the screen as your Instagram story. So if I click here, I already did it for you guys here, but if I clicked here, yeah, right here. Okay. Let's actually delete this so you guys have a great idea of how exactly we do this. So Instagram stories, I went ahead and I clicked here and this automatically came up. So that is the measurement of what an Instagram story would look like, right, on a screen. Now I went over to elements and I got my clear box and I made sure, let's actually make this a little bit more see-through, right? You guys know what I'm talking about. So you see how if I move this here to the side, it kind of lets me know. You want to make sure that the box is directly in the center. And you slowly want to maximize a little bit. This in here. Okay, you want to make sure this is directly in the center as well, you see. And you want to make this a little bigger. Directly in the center. So there, we're still in the 1-to-1 ratio for an Instagram image. So right there. So we're still directly in the center. This is probably a little bit more. Directly in the center. I know that whatever I put into this box will show up on my Instagram feed. It will show up here, and you can actually read what I am saying, like I have here. You know what I mean? So you come back over here, and let me just, for example, so let's do a photo. Let's do any photo. Let's do this amazing salad. So actually, let's do a photo of me so you guys have an example. Let's use this. All right, so there I have it. I have my huge, beautiful face. So I make sure this is centered, and then I'm gonna position this back. So I know that if I were to put this photo just as it is, what's gonna happen is that my body is gonna be cropped and you're not gonna be able to see it as much. So we wanna move it up a little bit. And then I wanna add text. So I come over here and we would add, let's make this nice and big. Again, you guys can have your brand colors and all that things, but we'll do test cover. Make this like really bold. Test cover, right? And I don't know how to spell cover. Okay, so ideally you can put captions up here, or I can just bring it over here, and I want to make sure that what I'm going to say about the Instagram reel, that Instagram cover, the title will be within this box. Does that make sense, guys? So it's the same thing here. I can add text up here, or I can just put the text there and make sure that it's somewhere in the middle. Now, the other tip I was gonna give you guys, which is super easy, and I honestly just think it's so much easier, because you can use Canva as an app and you can use it as a desktop too. Obviously, I'm showing you guys a desktop because I just find it so much easier. Sometimes the app doesn't maintain the length of the, actually, look at that. We'd have to make the picture a little bigger. Oops. But the app doesn't actually maintain the heaviness of the files, so sometimes it just shuts down on you. So that's why I like to use the desktop, but the app is just as good. So let's say I don't want to use a photo of me and I just want to have text, right? The other style I was going to tell you was this. I think when you have Canva, you can actually put in your brand colors so you're automatically saved. So I have templates in my phone saved of all my brand colors. So for example, we're just going to pick my gold, and this is my brand color. I could essentially just have test, or let's do how to create Instagram reel covers. Obviously this font is not conducive to my thing, so I would probably create this one. I would make it hella small. Let's make this to like 98. Yeah, cool. And I would drag this right here, and this would literally be, you want to make sure you guys to delete this box, and I would just download my cover just like this. So that way people knew this was the video and this was the cover that you would see on my screen, and that's a perfect example. So another cool bonus tip that I like to do is when I batch content for reels, right? If I know my reels, and this is a huge time saver, if I know my reels, if I know I have 10 reels coming up and I know exactly what all those 10 reels are, I will create batched reel covers just like this, super easy. And you do that like this. You create a duplicate, and then you know that it has to stay within that area. You can then change the text to that copy. So that's how that's. So there you have it. That was my tip number 2. Now, before I share my third tip, I just want to take a second here to remind you guys that if you're getting value from this video and you're really enjoying this and you're liking my strategies and tactics, then go ahead and give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button and click that bell so you get notified every time I drop these videos, because I want to make more of these videos and more of these informative videos, and I just want to make sure that you guys actually appreciate it. All right, so let's get into it. My last and third very important tip. Now, I feel like people forget about this because it's just so easy, right? Remember how I said earlier that the purpose of Instagram was to call people's attention based on the photos, right? That the first thing people would do on Instagram would be they'd look at a photo and then they read the caption, etc. And now, obviously, Instagram has evolved immensely, and while that isn't 100% priority, it's still a tactic that you can use. So let me explain. So what I mean by this strategy for an Instagram reel cover is having just a regular photo. And maybe it's a super impactful photo like this one over here, or this one over here. I don't think I have any more. Yeah. And so I'm gonna give you guys a quick tip on how to do that. So again, let's say we're clicking this video that's sitting here in my draft and we want to add a cover, you go add to the bottom, and let's say we wanted to add this photo to it. If I just wanted to have that photo as my real cover, that's totally okay too. And again, this obviously makes my feed still look just as good. But that was just another really quick tip for you guys to be able to have quick covers for your Instagram Reels. I want to wrap this up by saying that while they are really important, you want to try to minimize as much as possible taking an actual screen grab from the video. Like if you go back into your covers and you just move the barometer to where you want it to say, try to avoid that as much as possible. Again, unless you happen to have a really great screenshot where you're actually smiling and not making faces like I am. You just want to make sure that the captions are above and that people can actually see them, so that when somebody's scrolling through your feed, they can actually see what these videos are about. You want to be able to catch your audience's attention and create shareable content. All right, you guys, so there you have it. That's all I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. But drop me a comment below and let me know if you guys enjoyed this video where I really dove into Canva and taught you guys how to actually do things. If that's something you guys want to see more of, let me know below and I will make sure to give you more of those videos. But until next time, I will see you guys next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.